So I know in my last video I was like really on top of my soapbox. preaching and preaching. Preaching and going on. But yeah, just finally wanted to finish it by saying, you know, the time is really now. There's really no Wimbledon. This is really my opinion by saying this, but there's no Wimbledon, there's no Olympics if you don't step into 100% of yourself here. I just feel like the repercussions of not stepping into yourself 100% here against Djokovic and pulling out the win, which I know you can really do, would be highly, the cost of it is just going to be high as far as the morale for the rest of the season. I feel like, you know, you've been making your way through Roland Garros, but it seems like you just really kind of, things are sort of affecting you. And all I'm just seeing, again, like the last video, probably seemed very critical in certain areas. But it's not. It's just to be very supportive of you, to let you know that, number one, you are doing very well. Number two, remember, you are number 3 in the world. And you also moved up to number 2 in the world, and you've taken 4 titles this year. Like, just remember all of those things, like how well you've done. Number 4, your age is a lie. And I think I just mixed the numbers up. I don't know what I did. Did I go 1, 2, 4? I don't even know. I'm so confused right now. But what I'm not confused about is that you are an absolutely amazing player, and that you need to just remember that and see that, and just know that this is the time right now, and there's something that you haven't been doing, you know. And when I say that, I'm not attacking you. I'm just saying, like, there's something there. There's something there that you have not stepped into, whether it's challenging, taking on the challenges that maybe your coaching staff has issued to you. And this is a story I could totally be making up in my head, you know. But it's a strong feeling that I really get, like, and I could totally be wrong, but I'll just say what I'm feeling. I feel like your coaching staff wants you to do some things, and that you have not really necessarily done them. That's just my feeling. I could be totally wrong, but I just wanted to throw that out there anyway. Just be truthful about what I'm feeling. And, you know, just really sticking with some new stuff, and not trying to, you know, like, give off the scent of just being like haphazard with stuff, and trying a whole bunch of new stuff here and there. And I really don't want to have you confuse this as me saying that you're haphazard or something like that, because it's not true. You're doing extremely well, but I'm saying, you know what? You've got to show up 100%. Your match is on Friday. You got to show up 100% with Djokovic, and you got to show up 100% with Nadal, and that's just it. Because I really feel like your confidence, everything is on the line for you right now, and the best gift you could give to yourself is to really go out there, forget about these guys, what they've done in the past. Again, get out of your own head. Get into the match and really feel your power and what you are doing right. And, you know, it's something interesting the other day, when you were playing, I think you were playing against Goffin, your little admirer. It's very sweet in his own right. They said the first match that, you know, that he was pushing you very hard, which is, I mean, I didn't get to see the first set. I came at the very end of the first set. So I didn't get to see all of that. But first of all, I'm just like, okay, you were pushed hard. I mean, you could have been pushed, but pushed hard, I don't know about all of that, you know. I mean, sometimes you're not even pushed hard by the greatest players. So I don't know. But anyway, you were playing against Goffin, and I completely lost my train of thought. I completely lost my train of thought. That's what I'm talking about, being mentally fragmented. Like, I'm judging myself during this video, so I'm not 100% focused to even say some stuff. But You know, by the way, Goffin, it looked like he showed up to your match with your sneakers on. Like, I thought that was like hysterically and outrageously funny. Like, I could not stop laughing, and I don't care like how much I admire and respect you, Roger Federer. If I ever have met you in a match, I'm never ever going to show up to a match against you in your damn sneakers. I'm sorry. I love you. I will wear your sneakers to every other match, but I will never, ever, you will never see me wear your sneakers to a match against you. I will just as soon show up barefoot and play against you with no shoes on. And I'm serious. Like, that for me said Goffin is not ready to win. Like, you're not ready to win. It's just, and some people might be like, oh my God, how could you judge his attire? But there's really something about when you decide to buy someone else's clothing and someone else's apparel. Like, there's something to that. And when you show up to a match with, I'm sorry, oh my God. This video's going all over the damn place. This is not how I wanted this video to go. Oh my God. So, all I'm saying is the same thing with you, what I was talking about in my last video, that saying I give myself the third chance, like, that's kind of like not showing up. That's like giving players a chance to be like, dude, Federer is not serious. Like, Federer is really, like, lost off in his own head, and this is kind of good. He won't be playing with confidence, so it's a higher chance for me to break him. Because let me tell you, once again, Roger, when you are freaking on, nobody can mess with you. And that's what all I'm trying to say right here is these matches are not about Rafa. They're not about Djokovic. And those are the people you're going to have to go through to get where you need to be, which is with the cup at number 1 and the winner of this tournament. It's not about these guys. You have beaten these guys. You know these guys. I've said that in my videos many times. But it is about you. It is about you being available on the court for yourself. It is about you serving yourself, not getting caught up in anger and letting your mind go into this withdrawal thing where you could someone can look at you and see like you are so lost in your own thoughts about losing that you can't even see the win when you're leading, the win. And example was 2012, the Australian Open, the first set you took against Rafa, and you, for me, were still in this withdrawal thing and in your own world. And had you just been on, you would have taken this match. And, coulda, woulda, shoulda. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like you are so wrapped up in this world that you can't embrace your own ability and amplify it at the right times. Like, if you would just be available for yourself, you can amplify your ability and beat these guys and get everything, keep the same status that you had before, or just perform really well, and that's all I'm saying. Like, in this match, like, you've gotta, I really feel like this is it for you, because there's so much with so much railroading you, like, off the tracks. I feel like you're distracted by the media, and I feel like you're suffering a bit from the rivalry with the other two and stuff like that, and that kind of adjustment, and then people just being jealous. And again, that's my feeling. People are jealous, so they kind of write you off a little bit. You're surpassing records at 30 years old, and you have the promise to really kick ass at 31, 32, 33, 34, and 35, even if you play your cards right. But your mental status, like, it's not about working out. It's not about being fit, because you are fit and you spend that much time on it, but it's the mental thing. It's like no belief. And now I remember where I got stuck off track. Or so much earlier in this video, you're playing against Goffin, and then, you lost the first set, and then finally you started, like, really coming into it a little more. And one of the commentators said, Oh, there it is. Once Federer starts opening those shoulders up, it's like it's on. Once you stop playing tentatively and once you get into your true rhythm, and you talked about rhythm, and I think the reason why you're not in rhythm is because you're so out of yourself. And I mean, I'm doing all of this because that's what happens. Like when you get mentally thrown off and distracted by the media, it's like when you're on, you're fully aligned, but when you're kind of off, and I'm not saying you, I'm just saying all of us in general as human beings, you're kind of over here and over there, and you don't have any rhythm. Of course you don't have any rhythm because you're not even in sync with yourself, and if you can get in and remember, like, again, like Rafa Nadal said to you, remember, you are a champion. Like, return to yourself. That strange quote I keep saying to you, like, return to yourself. Like, listen, I have done this. Like, I know what I can do. I know I can hit this ball. I know I can win this point. And don't worry about who's on the other side of the net, because it seems like that's what's been happening. You've been worried about who's on the other side of the net. It's not to say, oh my gosh, this whole process is going to be easy or anything like that, but just focus on the ball. Yeah, I feel like I'm just entirely talking too much now. This is like 30, 40 minutes of chat and stuff like that. I'm going to let you go. Good luck. Just be available for yourself. If it gets hard, just stay in there. Don't check out and get upset and in your own world. Just keep playing the point and stay on it. And know, like, with Djokovic and Nadal, you can't just hang back and let things. You gotta get out there and make things happen from the get-go. From the get-go. Like, from the first point. And stay on for the entire. You've got to stay on. And that's how these guys have beaten you. That's how Rafa and Djokovic should stay on. And in my other video, I don't know, 5 videos back or whatever, Djokovic, I talked about that, how Djokovic said he had to be extremely focused, come to the match extremely focused, and know that he had to be on 100% to be able to have a valid chance of getting past you, Roger. And this is what people have done. And it seems like people put in a lot of work to get to the point to beat you, Roger, and it's like you are being cruel to yourself in a certain way and beating yourself up and getting angry because you're not making things happen right away. But I say this lovingly, like, you haven't made any changes. Like, people made a hell of a lot of changes, like, to get to the point where they can beat you, and you're not recognizing they had to transform. They didn't just say, oh, let me just be a little more aggressive on the court, or let me come to net a little more, or whatever. Like, they really had to change some things. And Dahl, like, his whole process of having to beat you, required a hell of a lot of work. You could see he's a hard worker. He's very intense. He's very serious, So his serve was terrible at first. He worked on that. He really, and then he was only good on one surface, and he really, really worked. And you have to say, like, he didn't sleep at the wheel. Like, he got on the court, probably at times he thought you were sleeping, or at times that you were resting, or times that you had already finished your thing. And I'm not saying that you don't work hard. I'm not saying all that. I'm just saying that it cost and it took time for people to get to a point to beat you. So don't be upset with yourself. This is not a reflection on you playing badly. Where you are your worst enemy is with unforced errors and mentally, like, just checking out in a Grand Slam when you play in against high intensity players and highly talented players, particularly Nadal and Djokovic. You check out, like, you're leading again. Once again, I'm going to say it. You're leading, and yeah, you don't even realize it. Like, you're still, like, angry in your own world. And if you don't trust me, just go back to, just go on YouTube and look at yourself after the first set against Nadal at the Australian Open 2012. Like, you had just taken that set, but your face was like, the same thing with other matches against Nadal that you should have taken, really. You should have, and have totally equipped to take. So, I just want to leave you with this one thing. Wimbledon is coming up, the Olympics is coming up, but the time is now here, Roland Garros. It's the greatest favor to yourself to totally kick ass with both of these guys and get on it, because it's going to be, I don't want to say irreparable, and I don't want to be negative. I know I've brought up some negative points in this video, but I'm just saying, overall, Roger, you can freaking do this. The time is right here and right now. Right here and right now, and I put this song on for you. Gotta do it, gotta do it. Later, and good luck. Right now, right here, right now.